You are now listening to Sir Ink's The Experience Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything kink. Now, this podcast is only catered to those that are 18 and above and may not be suitable for work, or as we like to say, NSF. But remember, you can always listen to us during your private time. Hello, kinky and kinkiers folk out there. My name is Sir Ink. Ooh boy, why must I chase the cat? Must be the dog in me. Must be the dog in me that I want to chase the cat. And I know, well, I'm sure that any woman that is with a man will say that he's not fulfilling everything that she can do. He's not satisfying her to 100%. So why? Or he has not explored his woman to a certain extent that would warrant that he would go want to have sex with another woman or want to have another woman, right? And I know women think like this, like, my God, like, you're barely keeping up with me. Why would you want someone else? Especially women that get above 40 and in the cougar status and they, in their full bloom of sexuality. They're probably where a 21-year-old man is, just being horny and wanting to get it in. And I get it. Why the hell do you want to go bang another woman or two or three or four or how many you can do when you barely getting this over here right? And that goes back to, why must I chase the cat? Must be the dog in me. And it's just that men love variety, and men do not understand what sex does for them until they've had sex for the first time. And that they had sex for the first time. And it's so damn great and delicious, fantastic and delicious. You're like, man, I just want to have, I just want to know what she feels like, what she tastes like, what she looks like naked. Just the curiosity just kills us every time. And that is something as a young man you have less control over, especially in a westernized society. Let me say that because we do not have hardcore religious boxes around us in a way that cultivates us to be in more control over that and not to see women that way, adversely to like an Arab world place where the women are garbed up, so you're not really tempted by sexuality in the way that we are here, where women can walk around whichever way they like. So as a young man, you have to learn these things trial by fire, and hopefully you have some older, mature men in your life that can help cultivate you to be a responsible man. And if you don't, then it's trial by fire, and then you'll learn through error and making the same error again and again and again, and then eventually you get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm sick of that. Let me move forward. And as a healthy young man, as a healthy gentleman, let me speak for myself, I always wanted to have pleasure, but I always wanted to make sure that my mate was satisfied. Especially if I'm into her, if I loved her, if I liked her a lot, I wanted to make sure that she was satisfied too. So I was always inquisitive because I always wanted to, I don't know, when I was younger, like, let her tell her girlfriends that I'm the man. Like, yeah, like, he did it right. That kind of egoism early. But I always had a mindset of, like, I wanted to make sure that she was satisfied. Then as you get older, you realize, can't really satisfy a woman. They don't always come. A man will come every time, just about. But a woman, not so much. And that's because a lot of women need more than just intercourse to get them off, to get them where they want to be, to get them to orgasm. And as men, we're not taught that. We don't spend enough time educating ourselves on sexuality as a way of exploring ourselves and exploring women, or your whatever part of this sexual gender slash you're on and whatever you're into. Sometimes we're not taught as men to be into what gives our other partner pleasure. So I'm speaking as a heterosexual male. So I'm going to say a lot of men aren't taught what it is to get a woman off, what it is to satisfy a woman. And that's because in the world of men, we only affirm each other by how many women we can get and have sex with, the quality of woman you can have sex with. Now, if you have a healthy circle of friends, you're sharing information on sexual practices, toys, this, that, and the other, places to go, hotels, fantasy rooms, restaurants, drinks, maybe marijuana, things that, help get you the best total experience that you can have with a woman, especially when it's going to be intimate. Especially when you're going to be intimate. And so some of us have good friends, a good circle of friends that talk about these things intimately. What I've witnessed in the barbershops, men are only keeping scorecards. They never talk about, the things that they actually do to satisfy a woman. And so we have to change the culture of how men think about sex. That ain't going to be easy. That's not going to be easy. But for the men that want to satisfy their partner, that see sex as more than themselves, as seeing sex as I'm being pleasured, but I want her to be pleasured too. And matter of fact, I want her pleasure to come first because she might be the hardest one to get off. And knowing that in itself is not always intercourse. That is a lead up, which means I have to be better at foreplay. I have to be better in what I say. I have to be better in the things that I do before I stick it in her. These are the things that we need to talk to one another about, gentlemen, that we don't. And it's okay to say these things. It's okay to tell your boy, look, man, I do this, I do that, da da da. Oh man, you tripping out. But look, my woman is satisfied. Can you ask your woman honestly, are you really satisfying her? And I told you guys before, I've heard guys say, I got 15 minutes. 15 minutes is all I got. If she don't get it in that 15 minutes, it ain't meant to be got. So with that being said, there being men out here like that, and I'm not saying that's the majority, I'm not saying that's the minority, but what I am saying is enough men out here that think like that. With that being said, more honest conversation needs to be had. And men need to understand that it's actually important that your partner is satisfied with you. There is a certain circulatory thing that happens when the person that you're intimate with finds pleasure with you. And it's an energy exchange. When that person's energy is satiated and satisfied, and you can see it on their face, that woman is more loving, she's more thoughtful, she's more caring, she's more intimate with you, she's touching you, she's just appreciating you. She's appreciating you. No more of this, I beat the pussy up, I'm King Kong and the boop, 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 I'm the man, put her to sleep, you know what it is, knocking them out, you knocking them down. I mean, all that sounds good to men. But women think it's irrational, it's unnecessary, and frankly, it's stupid. Because it is. Women have babies. Women can have babies. Women have menstrual periods every month. They're very strong individuals, and especially in the place that they have pleasure. They understand pain. They can take pain physically and emotionally more than men can ever withstand. So we need to understand that. There are some women that are only here for just sex, just getting it off. But the one that you are intimate with, the one that you call your woman, the one that you say you love, deserves to be satisfied. And this is just not a podcast about what men need to do to satisfy women more. It sounds like it, but I'm just addressing the men again in a way of just saying that her being satisfied actually benefits you. It doesn't stop there. You want her to do certain things for you. She's less reluctant to do it when she's being satisfied, when she feels that you actually pay attention to her and care about satisfying her. That's something, buying her a ring or buying her some clothes, you just can't buy that with money. When you physically and emotionally satisfy a woman, that can't be bought with money. There's plenty of men putting women in big houses, fancy cars, fancy clothes, but they don't satisfy them. Not at all. That's why we hear like the rich man who gives his wife all this and that, and she's banging a gardener, or she's having sex with the workout, her workout trainer, because someone is reaching her intimately, talking to her inside, talking to that person inside of her, and touching that person inside of her. That has nothing to do with intercourse for the most part. The intercourse is like the cherry on top. But all that dessert that you got to eat through to get to that, that's all the other stuff. And that takes you to use your mind. It takes you to be creative. It takes you to care more than just yourself. And when you work on yourself in that way, gentlemen, you can deliver her the kind of pleasure she ain't never felt in her life. She will be beholden to you forever if you just know how to speak the language of us and not me, and speak the language of you first and not me first. Or you can keep going at it the way you've been going. Good luck. Either way, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe and share. And until next time. You know how to find me, Sir INQ, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can always email me at sirinq09@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, peace.